Hello everyone and welcome to the joinDOTA League Season 2. This is the America region. This is Division 1 as well. And this is going to be a 2-game series in the round robin group between CNB Esports and Union Gaming. And I am Roxas and, well, that's normally I say who's with me, but it's no one. So I'm going to be here soloing it out. But let's go ahead and look on into the draft. Already not really taking too long, just getting with the first couple bands. The first phase always usually pretty figured out, only some minor deviations of some teams will snap pick up a hero such as a Wisp for Fnatic or anything like that. But Union Gaming, they're going to ban out the Invoker and the Batrider, so Lycan on the Dire side is going to get first pick. But CNB, they decided they're going to ban out the Sand King as well as the late game Naga Siren, which makes sense. They knew that they had first pick and they had Dire, so if they were gonna either get Podum or Lycan or Bat or Invoker, like you can't ban them all. So I guess banning Naga Siren if you wanted to go for some sort of early game, or not necessarily early game, but a strat where you're definitely gonna get out carried, such as the Lycan, pretty strong. So Union Gaming, they've snap pick up the Centaur, hero that is still very good, but we just haven't seen that much of. I guess they kind of maybe want to just deny it from CNB, and okay, I was expecting maybe something like Shadow Demon. I don't know the strong support like that, but the Visage coming up from Union Gaming, and it's one of the few teams that still remembers that this hero is incredibly good. I personally am a big fan of this hero. He can win tri-lanes pretty much on his own, does a lot of damage, he scales a lot better than a lot of other supports, and he just gets really difficult to bring down later in the game with Gravekeeper's Cloak, as well as getting all the armor items that he'll usually get, such as a Medallion mech or an Assault Cuirass as well. And also, when you have a Visage that can buy an Assault Cuirass, that frees up your carry to build a damage item instead, which is pretty nice most of the time. So regardless, they could pick up a Nature's Prophet if they really wanted to just go full rat. I think that would be probably the strongest option, but they decided to go with the Shadow Shaman instead. So now you're committed to just focusing buildings, going to ban out that anti-push from the Ancient Apparition, as well as that global presence coming in from both Centaur and AA. And we should probably see Nature's Prophet banned out. Yeah, there it is. So CNB, who else do they want to ban out? I guess Caudle if they really are scared of it, but I don't think they really should be that scared of a Caudle. They could ban out someone that would really screw with Lycan and lane. They could ban a Rubik. Rubik Visage is very good, and also any Shadow Shaman spells are really good to steal. He doesn't have the most anti-push, but he can definitely help Union Gaming just take better team fights and try to jump them before they set up at the towers. And there are kind of a couple strategies to trying to deal with tower-centric strategies like this, with heroes like Lycan, Death Prophet, Shadow Shaman, whatever. You either try to just out team fight them and gank them a lot, or you basically try to get the jump on them as they're coming up to push a tower, because it gets really obvious, like, well, it's 5 of them mid, they're about to come to the tower and throw wards up on high ground, right? You don't need vision for that. You try to jump them before they can really get set up, and you get someone like a Puck or someone like a Bat or a Clock that's really good at disrupting fights and kind of getting them before they're prepared. So like aforementioned, they go ahead and ban out the Rubik. So Union Gaming probably going to ban out another pusher here. Dragon Knight's good. They could go with a Dire side TA, which is good. Not necessarily a pusher, but still does very well. And also, you don't really want Lycan as your sole carry. He doesn't really do too well in that position. And even if the game was late, they actually ban out the Brewmaster. So Union Gaming, this third pickup is going to be really important for them, because they need to make sure that... Okay, so they deny the Templar Assassin.
Dire team pick.
I think that that's more of a deny pick than anything else. So, with this TA, I don't think that there's too much that... Well, this is the other thing, too, is if CNB wanted to pick up the... if they wanted to pick up the Dragon Knight, well, TA does pretty well in lane against Dragon Knight, I would say. Like, it's hard to harass him on the lane, but it's very easy to outlast hit him. He has to Bottle Crow to use Breathe Fire. He has a tough time getting rune control because he'll have a lower move speed, and such and such. Yeah, when he gets his ultimate, that poison eats through refraction, but that's not the end of the world. So Enchantress is going to be picked up, so 2 squishy supports as well with the TA, but Enchantress, another Necrobook builder, and also really powerful in these
10
strategies
seconds remaining.
because if Union Gaming decides they want to build a Necrobook to counter
5
the
seconds
push,
remaining.
well, Enchantress just takes one. So, voila. Not to mention, she works incredibly well with the
Reserve
Shadow
time.
Shaman. Enchantress, as a support duo, works best when the other support has multiple disables. Lion, Shadow Shaman, or any heroes like that. So, the ganks are going to be happening early and often. Centaur is susceptible to being roamed on. TA is susceptible to being roamed on because the only defensive mechanism she had is this hiding in place by Meld. So that's going to be pretty easy. Union Gaming, though, with their last pickup here, they know what they're going up against, and it's not broken. They could go with a Gyrocopter, but they're going to go with Wraith King. I think that's just Wraith King support.
Dire team pick.
That's pretty smart because you can kind of jump in, and it gives you a lot of team fight that you really need. And a lot of heroes, like the problem with initiators most of the time against strategies like this is there's just so much stuff that sometimes you just jump in and die before your team even has the time to respond. So Wraith King won't have that problem because he will have Reincarnation. So that's also a pretty aggressive lane. And CNB, they go for the Clockwork, not a summon hero, but he is a hero that's going to be very good at disrupting these fights. Also, this is 3 melee heroes plus Visage, which are going to have a really hard time against Cogs. And it's a strong offlaner that can actually stand up to a Wraith King Visage plus 1 lane if they decide to go for it. So the last ban here from Union Gaming, they have a lot of time to think about it. They need a mid hero, or CNB needs a mid hero unless they want to put the Lycan mid. That's going to be pretty consistent with their strategy. Invoker's off the table, otherwise that would probably be the best one. Trying to think here. I mean, Dragon Knight is still on the table. That's usually what most people go for. I mean, CNB could go super all in and run like a mid Vengeful Spirit if they really felt like it. Or run a Shadow Shaman mid and pick up a support Vengeful Spirit. That would be very good as well. Both of those heroes, even though they're typically running supports, can actually scale pretty well in the mid to late game. Obviously, they'll fall off a bit. But they go ahead and ban Viper. That's a fast mech carrier as well. That would really poop on TA in the mid lane, and it's still a smart ban. Plus, it's also it would make sure that Wraith King was just always kited. So, and Viper works very well with Clockwork. So, Crystal Maiden going to be banned out. I think that this is a carry Wraith King. Union Gaming has run that before. And, Crystal Maiden, with these really low mana heroes, low int heroes, TA, Centaur, and Wraith King, both, the Arcane Aura is just that much more powerful. Basically, if you have that with TA, you can almost refract on cooldown, so you essentially have almost infinite health just with 2 or 3 points in Arcane Aura. So they go with the Treant Protector. There are 2 schools of thought to this. One of the thoughts is like your Living Armor, it's not going to be able to save you from when they 5-man the towers anyway. Well, Alka's a pickup we don't really see too much, but we can get into that in a second. But the schools of thought are like, Living Armor isn't going to save your towers whenever they 5-man them anyway, but I guess the chip damage is good. Later in the game, it is some decent team fight, but still, that's going to be kind of hard. But 4DR is going to be playing the Alchemist. This is another counter to TA mid, just because you throw Acid Spray that constantly pushes the lane to help you get rune control, and TA can't stand in it because Refraction just melts away instantly, and then as well, it does a fair bit of damage to her as well, so it's a good pickup as well, and also for sieging the towers nice and early whenever he has his ultimate in the region. He can just tank the towers.
10 seconds remaining.
Doesn't really give a crap, so. And it will be a carry Wraith King once again, so CNB anticipated that correctly. We're just kind of waiting on that hero to be chosen. So I hope everyone's doing well. Well, we're going to have a pause because we have an AFK from Union Gaming. Sometimes that just happens. They're like, a lot of pro teams will actually do this, is where like, yeah, they give input for the draft. Some of them will actually just say, I trust you, just give me a hero to play and I'll play it. So, and they go AFK, they go like make some coffee or something. Speaking of which, I should actually have some. I could have that, and it's delicious. Unfortunately, my headphones will not reach all the way across my room. Ready whenever. Alright. We've got the Wraith King in the game. Whenever he loads in. Is he just invisible? He's just invisible right now. He's not a skeleton, he's just a ghost. I thought Visage was the spooky one. Please, 2 minutes. Gotta discuss your strategy. I want to find the Ricky was here on Treant Protector. Come on. Where is it? There you are. Ricky was here. And admiring some more hats. You got the enchant. Oh my gosh, has her nose always been that big? Has she always had a maple leaf on her necklace? I guess I haven't seen that. But the angry ogre as well. The wolf. If you're just like, kind of realize that every hero in Dota, or most heroes in Dota, just look really scary and malicious. I mean, that's the way it should be, but like even just Shadow Shaman, this guy looks freaking evil, man. And what is he? Well, his name's Rasa, which is after like Rastafarianism, I think, something like that. Which is kind of, it's an interesting thing in its own right. Certainly not, you know, bunnies and rainbows sort of thing. So, I don't know why we're waiting for 4DR or for Sidorol. He just needs to reconnect or do something. So, oh wow, TA is wearing Enchantress stuff. That's nice. Speed gaming against Arizona Iced Out Boys. RTZ, come on. What does this TA have? She has that sash of the third insight. And that ponytail hair that's disgusting. That's a centaur. I don't know. But looks like we have a reconnect now, so we can get on and then introduce the players. Once again, this is a 2-game series. It's just going to be a quote-unquote best of 2 to affect their standings in the round robin. So in the next game, we'll switch sides, and then whoever got first pick the last time, we'll switch sides, and then first pick remains with Dyer. And that'll be it. And I'm Roxas. What's up? It's going to be a smoke to the jungle drawn by the Wraith King. Because they want to ward off Enchantress's camps. This is what you do anytime there's a jungler, you just want to ward off their camps and everything like that. Cool. So, without wasting any more time, on the side of CNB, we're going to have Ned playing on the Spelunking Mistress, the Enchantress. The Rasta going to be played by Deeks, and 40R going to be playing on the mid role as the Alchemist. Pride is going to be on the Wolf, on the Lycanthrope, and Tavo going to be playing off lane as the Clockwork. On the side of Union Gaming, as a carry Wraith King, we're going to have Benyaz. Sidorol going to be mid as Lanaya, the Templar Assassin. Zenrol's going to be playing the Treant Protector support. Angel going to be off-laning as the Centaur War Runner. And last but not least, on the Visage, the stand-in, it's going to be Tekla. So let's see what wards they have. I imagine Visage, they only have Sentry or Observer wards because Tree did go Boots first. They're going to be looking for a kill here. There's Ned. Well, goodbye. First Blood going to be there. Refraction as well. Leech Seed. First Blood going to be drawn by Zendrolls.
30 seconds to battle.
She had purchased all her items, so she didn't lose any gold, but that gives Tree 409 gold. So very, very quick Arcane Boots for the lane, and it looks like they are going to be going aggressive with this. So you have a stun, then you have the slow from both Grave Chill and the burst from Soul Assumption, as well as the Treant Protector. That's going to be able to keep up with Leech Seed as well. It's a pretty smart pickup there. And we'll be Centaur down in the bottom lane, just solo against the Clockwork, which can kind of go either way. If Clockwork doesn't really get harassed out too much, he can just cog him in, and if he has enough levels in Battery Assault, can actually solo kill a Centaur, but the Centaur can kind of do the same thing whenever he has enough levels in Double Edge, because obviously you will not die from that. So in the mid lane, should definitely be favoring the Alk here. 40R, and this Alk was picked up last to completely counter Citadel in the mid lane. Ned is kind of chilling out here. He actually has Nature's Attendance level 1. Oh, okay, so he panic leveled up Nature's Attendance whenever he was getting ganked to see if it would work, and now he has to wait around for level 2 to get some experience mid. So going to be sapping a bit of 40R's experience, and going to be a little bit unfortunate, but I mean, there are worse things in life. So, should not be having the best time. Where is... Yeah, so. It's also smart to be going aggressive tri-lane here just because they know it's a dual lane and Enchantress is in the jungle. If an Enchantress is played really well, it can kind of feel like it's a tri-lane bottom, with even more just because of the presence of creeps. But going to be kind of difficult. Sentry Ward going to be deployed here to block the camp from Union Gaming as well, and they're going to be pulling it. They also got a Sentry here to make sure that there was no lane ward. So absolute positive control. And the funny thing is, Ned actually just goes ahead and goes down to the Radiant jungle before even checking if any of his camps were blocked. He just assumed that they were blocked and they actually aren't. So he's getting mind gamed. It gives him a chance to really gank this Centaur if they want to. He did go ahead and get return at level 2. So the Clockwork can't exactly just right click harass him out. We'll see what they decide to go for. In the meantime, top lane, there's a ping out on Lycan. He's doing okay. Got 4 last hits. Not the worst in the world. The bottom lane, looks like Enchantress wants to dive here. She has the Satyr creep as well. The clock, he's trying to get there. Enchant is there as well. Let's see if he can get the cogs. The body block from the Satyr is going to fail though. Let's see if he can get it. Tree and Protector, there's Zero. And there was Howleys as well, but not going to be able to get it. I feel like Ned was a little bit impatient there. He had a lot of time with the Satyr. Where is that Satyr? Did it time out? No, I mean, he had a lot of time with that Satyr, and Clock almost had boots. Like, Tabo went and purchased boots right after that. And he would have been able to probably get the cogs there if he wanted. But they are actually going to be abandoning this top lane, it looks like. They recognize the kill potential and know that their pool is warded. They know that there's some kill potential here, so they're just going to collectively jungle, which you can do with the Wolves, the Howl, and the Ring of Basilius. Totally fine. Better than to be giving up kills, so. In the meantime, they're going to be getting farm on the Enchantress, they're getting farm on their Alchemist as well, and Tavo, he's actually manning up on Angel right here with the battery assault we were talking about. Let's see if he can get the cogs. He's under the tower though, and yeah, smart to not pursue that. Getting killed in the 1v1 is very high risk, very high reward. If Tavo overextends a little bit, he loses the lane for no reason other than just being greedy. But interestingly enough, after this abandonment in the lane, they have yet to rotate a support to go deal with the Enchantress in the jungle. She's pretty easy to kill. Especially because she doesn't have... Does she have a level in Untouchable yet? Yeah, she doesn't even have a level in Untouchable. She actually is probably going to go stats, if not. So, I think most of the lanes... I think it's partially even. Obviously, top lane going to be 1. Most lanes with a Visage and a Trinity Protector are going to be 1. Mid lane going to be 1 by CNB, and bottom lane mostly even. Centaur just coming to harass out the Enchantress. He knows that he needs to take care of Ned as well. Not really let him get away with this. And it's just a frustrating thing as well when someone's farming the enemy jungle and you can't just go kill them. You're just like, what are we doing, team? Come on. But in the mid lane, I did not actually expect this. We have a pause again. But TA is actually beating out the Alk here. Has 10 denies and actually has enough. I think that's that level advantage. She's level 5 and Alk is level 4 because of the Enchantress coming and sapping the experience early on. And using those Sideblade harassments, Alk can't really deal with that too well. He has very low armor. He's not tanky at all. And it's a lot of damage, especially when you make sure that you deny. A lot of people that necessarily don't play TA as much as someone like me, or obviously most other pros, would know, is that whenever you use the refraction, if you deny and get a Sideblade hit off, then it doesn't eat an offensive refraction charge. So what you try to do is since Acid Spray is getting all these creeps down to deny range pretty well, he's able to use the offensive refraction charges a lot. because of all the creeps getting into pretty low health around the same time. So I did not expect this. I mean, Ciderol, yes, he's a good player, so is 40R, but I did not expect Ciderol to do as well in this matchup. He should be having a pretty bad time. So, don't know exactly what the pause is for once again, but it's whatever. I'm going to have some Dr. Pepper. I'm not sponsored by Dr. Pepper. I did not get paid to endorse their product at all, but if they wanted to pay me to do that, I'd do it. Shameless. 23 flavors. Anyway. So TA gonna get lucky here. She finds the haste rune top.
Radiant's
She already does
middle
have the
tower
boots.
is under attack.
The most common build we usually see on TAs these days is to just go Midas, Treads, Blink. And you get a pretty high amount of DPS. She does genuinely benefit from the attack speed. And the fact that, well, the other thing is TA used to be played where, like, yeah, you didn't flash farm, but you had such great killing potential around level 7 and 8 with maxed out refraction and such great burst, especially if you got rune control, that people would just try to go hunt for kills instead. But now people are saying, like, well, TA is very good late, so let's just get the Midas on her if we can get away with it. She still has a decent amount of killing potential, because the 2050 gold, like, it buys you a Yasha, which is great for gold, but, or for your DPS and everything, but the Midas isn't the worst in the world, and it doesn't really make your strengths that much weaker in practical application, and it makes your weaknesses much less weak. So, I mean, I personally don't like it. I would much rather buy a Yasha or a Blink and go kill people, but, I mean, it is what it is. It's a popular thing. And Ned, he's pretty rich right now. Currently sitting at, what's his net worth? I mean, currently sitting at 777, so pretty high for the support. He's already got boots and a stick, as well as a couple smokes and a couple consumables as well. This is really all an Enchantress really needs super early in the game like this. So, Ned, he's kind of been getting away with murder, being able to farm this Radiant jungle, and obviously farming the offensive Radiant jungling with Enchantress is much easier because you have access to 3 camps instead of access to 2. But, still, after giving out that first blood, he's playing quite well. And the Centaur, I mean, he can't go punish him. That's the weakness of this aggressive tri-lane, is that Centaur, if he goes to deal with the Enchantress, well, he's getting the clock solo experience, and if you fall behind and experience in a 1v1, well, usually the other 1v1er can just kill you when you come back to the lane. So that's another reason why we kind of stopped seeing mids, like, go ganking. We saw more of, I'm going to go gank mid as a support, is it was just so hard in a professional setting when you go roam as a mid player and you don't get that off, or you don't get the kill off, well then you go back to mid and all of a sudden you're playing at a disadvantage. So usually most teams will try to get back with that and on that return on investment by having a support get a farm in the mid lane for V8. Get a lot of experience that they usually would have a hard time coming by otherwise. So anyway, Lycan transitioning to the full jungle. He did pick up the Ring of Health, or Ring of Regen. Probably pick up the Morbid Mass pretty soon. Rasta, he's trying to just get solo experience, but he's going to die. He hexes up the Dream Protector, but that only lasts for a second. There's a Leech Seed. Boots first is doing really well. Beaks is super slow, and the tower's going to go down. They should just sacrifice it. And TA, she has picked up the Gloves of Faith, so we'll be building into that hand of money. 40R, though. He's got a decent amount of money here. He had a bottle. He's just bottle crowing. Just got some wards from the courier from Deeks.
Radiant structures
Interesting
are
to see
fortified.
what he goes for. If he goes for the early mech for
Dire
his team, or if he
structures
goes
are
for the early
fortified.
initiation with the Blink Dagger. I think the mech makes the most sense because you have the clockwork to do the
Dire's
initiation
top
for you.
tower is under attack.
So that would make the most sense to me. He just got his bottle coming back. Bottom lane, they're actually trying to dive Angel. They were using the Enchantress creep as well. She took a fair amount of damage, but a salve as well as living armor are going to be totally fine. And Pablo, he's coming in. He has a hook shot. Does he want to use it? He doesn't really want to, but wait. Wraith King has a hand of money as well. So carry Wraith King got his hand of money as well. Absolute free farm. 43 last hits, 14 denies. Sitting very pretty compared to Pride, who's having a hard time. And this is kind of why, like, Lycan fell off just before he was super broken in the last patch. Well, hold that thought as we have a Hex on the Zinroll. There's a Howl as well. And Civil Concoction going to be landing on the Visage. Tekla's going to go down. And Deeks, he levels up Shackle and uses it right away. Pride, he's coming in. He has a Wolf hitting on him as well, but the Living Armor is there. Enchantress comes in. Ned, he's going to get, oh wow, 6 charges did a lot there. But he's enchanted. Alchemist gets the last hit there. So it's going to be double minus for 2 carries, and CNB is going to start to be on the clock pretty soon, because Wraith King isn't really the best carry. You don't really think of a late game carries being very strong, such as, like, you think of heroes like Medusa, PL, Anti-Mage, all them. But, I mean, Wraith King can do pretty well later on, just because it just becomes so hard to kill him. In some team fights, I've seen him use his ult twice. It gets ridiculous. And because of that, you can buy items such as Divine Rapier. You can, I mean, you build very tanky. You have the crit chance to do a lot of damage, and you crit for 300%, which is a fair amount. Deeks, you know, he keeps going to dies, so I've never seen enough. But Ned's going to be coming in. He's going to try to defend this tower. TA finishes up her hand of money. Looks like they're just going to try to get the deny. Won't be able to get it. There's a stomp, and Wraithing has his ultimate. He doesn't care. He's already got 1,700 gold. Finishes up his treads. Block comes in. Pablo comes in. He lands the hook shot as well. Oh, Living Armor is going to be there to buy him some time. Looks like he might die twice, but Tekla, he gets caught by the Unstable Concoction. Let's see if Binyaz is able to get some good stuns off. Enchantress trying to body block him, but the Visage ultimate goes down. That's totally fine for allowing your character to survive, especially because he only has a level 1 ultimate, which is the longest cooldown in literally the history of the universe. So, early Roche here. Ned is going to be picking up a Medallion of Courage with that early Sage's Mask. And it could be something else, but it probably won't. With leveling Untouchable, he has 2 points in Untouchable, might even forego putting a point in Impetus later, so that they can get the early Roche secured. And that's going to be kind of what they need to do. They need to start being aggressive. And actually, no, she's going to go for an Urn. Alright, well, Urn is good too. Helps your mana regen a lot and gives you a little bit of strength that you need. You are quite a squishy mistress. And still leveling up, and even if you don't have a medallion, taking Roche is really easy with Untouchable. But they are going to be trying to smoke. They're going to be trying to gank Binyaz here. This is what they need to do. The Midases have been revealed, so now the ball is in their court. It's their burden to do something, whereas it's the burden of UG just to stay alive and let these pay off, which Binyaz, he's not going to do. There's a Howl there as well. Enchantress is there, and the Hex was used. Shackle is there again. Ursadon Clap, man. Who does the last hit go to? It's going to be the Lycan. Clockwork tried to steal it with a Rocket Flare as well. Assist secured. So in the mid lane now, with Citadel, he's got the levels. He's now can harass Alk out of lane. He does have the mechanism though. He's pretty tanky. As expected, he's probably going to be going for... Well, there's no Vlads. I mean, I guess you can still go Blink. Blink is still good even though there is a Clockwork on the team. Just a lot more mobility that you severely lack. And then you can go into those other team utility items such as the Assault Cuirass. But Tabo, he comes in. He spotted Tekla as well. Tekla's going to go down. This is going to be his 3rd death. And Citadel, he's there as well, but he has the double damage. Let's see if he can chase Tabo. He's slowed by the trap. Bottling up. Is there a Melt Strike? Is there a Melt Strike? There's a Melt Strike. So double damage with level 4 Refraction does a lot of damage at 10 minutes in the game. It's comparable pretty much to Shadow Fiend with the 36 souls. I mean, it's better because you don't have it all the time, but it's comparable. It's a lot of damage that people can deal with. So now UG, they're deciding they're the ones that want to start getting aggressive. They've grouped up in the top lane. They have the Centaur as well as the Treant Protector. Bottom lane is kind of just free to be farmed by whoever feels like they want to wander there. Currently, it's going to be the Rasta. And they're going to be the ones looking for some kills, but when you see 2 core heroes up here, Ned, he's playing far back. He's going to be able to use the Satyr to scout as well. And they also, yeah, they see the Visage coming by with that Dire Observer Ward. Meanwhile, Citadel, he's just going to farm. He's content to do it. He's got, what is this, Treads? He's going to be going straight for the BKB. So rushing the BKB, very smart here. Wow. Lock missed the hook. But going for the Phase Boots, that's fine. Most of the time, if you see Phase Boots on a TA, it usually means that they're not going to be going for a Blink, so they're going to be looking for mobility on the Centaur, who has his Blink, and maybe even Radiant to pick up a Blink of his own, and look for Citadel to do more damage and get more carry-esque items. So normally phase with drones, Manta style, you just run really fast. That's the mobility that you get as opposed to having the blink dagger.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We'll see who decides to go
Radiant
for it. I think
structures
Manta
are
would be really
fortified.
good. But if you want Manta and BKB, like, maybe you don't. Maybe you want to go straight for, like, Desolator and Daedalus and Butterfly. Something like that, but still. BKB first was really good here because they currently have no disables that go through BKB. Just the physical damage from the Lycan, who's not really going to have it for a very long time. Well, now they're going to be finding tickles here. They actually smoke ganked in their own jungle. He's going to be able to TP out. Nature's Guide Stampede is used to retreat. So that's down, but still. That's time wasted trying to smoke gank and secure their own jungle, and no kills. And a longer game, it's going to be starting to favor Union Gaming. We already see it in the net worth.
Do it with flair.
And Tavo, he's been out and about. He's trying to get things done. Just a couple hooks here and there, but he's got the bottle. Probably just going to be completely roaming. Ned, obviously, he wants to farm up a little bit as well. The Lycan. He's only sitting on the Vlads and brown boots. Got 1,200 gold. We'll see if he decides to go for the medallion or if he goes straight for something like a Necronomicon. Try to start pushing these towers down early, but Citadel finds himself with an Invis room. Just going to be looking about scouts. Pretty much the whole team. Might just Midas and Enchantress Creep. Or might find the Lycan here. I don't know if you can solo kill him because there is Shapeshift available. So Ciderall just probably going to scout out and then just go on back to farming.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So, well, the advantage of Dire Side, Rasa, Enchantress, drop wards, use Untouchable, take the tower, or take the Roche. They went ahead and de-warded these areas. They see people on
Dyer's
the map.
bottom tower is
Well,
under
just
attack.
spotted. They know that everyone's off the map, and
Nature
TA just scouted their
attend
zone
us.
in the jungle, so they know that they're in there. There's a blink from the Wraith King as well. The Wraithfire Blast is there. Rasa dies instantly. The Serpent Wards are still here, but Ned, he's going to go down again. Now the Serpent Wards are just kind of helping. Rocket Flare's there, but Binyons has his ultimate if he wants it. Does Tavo, does he throw a hook? No, he's spotted by the TA trap, and the Enchantress creeps. They're trying to get it as well as the world. 40 arc, he's there. The wards, are they going to be able to finish it off? No, they're actually going to time out Citadel. He's there. Let's see if Clockwork can land the best Aegis snatch of his life. And the cogs are there as well, but the Wraithfire Blast, that comes in. Probably going to be going down. The Unstable Concoction is there. And the deny from the Lycan Wolves is going to be denying the Aegis. Citadel, he's going to die. They forgot about these Lycan Wolves being invisible. Shapeshift is used. The Wraith King ultimate's going down as well. Tangle's here. He's throwing out Soul Assumptions and the Bird Stomps, landing on 2, then on 3. And Pride, Ned, they're all in the retreat. Leech Seed is on Ned. He's probably going to go down. There's another Soul Assumption, but there's a TP and buyback from the Clockwork. Let's see what he can do. Does he have a hook? No, he doesn't. But he has Phase Boots. He has Cogs. His fight is kind of splitting up. Looks like Visage is going to go down. He goes down to a Rocket Flare. Vinyaz, he gets away. He's getting chased by Creeps. And in the end, big misplay there from Union Gaming, forgetting about the invisible Lycan Wolves, the Unstable Concoction with the Vision as well. Great play there from CNB. Good timing, great coordination, and great use of what they had at their disposal. So in the end, Roshan fell to the... Who did it fall to? I'm pretty sure that it fell to the Radiant, so at least they got gold for that. Yeah, they got to use their Midas. They have a lot of reliable gold as well. And it will be, like we mentioned, the Blink Dagger on the Wraith King, so they're going to be looking for the TA to be the super hard carry here. She'll probably be going into something like a Desolator after the BKB. They were smoking in the jungle. Smoke was revealed. They know that someone's there. They finally see it with this observer ward. But they're going to be going on the bottom lane. Deeks, well, he gets blinked, stomped. Goodbye, friend. You are a squishy Rostanarian.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But in the meantime, out with the DD and the Howl, going to be able to take down the bottom tower, or the middle tower.
Middle tower has fallen.
You know, I wasn't really flaming this tree pick earlier on, but it's really doing a great job keeping these tier 1 towers alive, which is really important if you're Radiant playing against a Dire Side Lycan. Mythal Hammer picked up, so Citadel about 1,100 gold away from his Black King bar. And whenever that happens, there's just nothing to control him. It's going to be pretty scary, even though he has no damage items yet. Tavo, not really showing exactly what he's going for. Could be going for something like Axe first, but I think a Force Staff or a Blade Mail would be... those are more common. I think those are a little bit more practical in this instance, especially against someone like the Centaur with the Double Edge. If you Blade Mail, he just takes double damage. He takes 800 damage if he if he Double Edges you when you have a Blade Mail on. Enchantress, she's picked up a Staff of Wizardry. either for a Force Staff or a Necrobook. I'm thinking Necrobook is Lycan. He's also going to be going for the same thing. So they're going to be trying to go all in on this.
Dyer's top
Whether they
tower is
decide
under
to get a
attack.
Necrobook on Deeks or if they want to go for the Aghanim Scepter. I think the Ag's probably the better choice here. We'll see. We shall see. But
Dyer's
bottom tower gets to go
has
down,
fallen.
getting 5-manned. Tier 2 tower
Dyer's
getting
top
quote
tower
unquote
is under
pushed.
attack.
We'll see. Pava, he's getting pinged out here from the Wraith King. He blinks, he's stunned. Oh wow, the Cog Block is there, but the Wraith Fire Blast gets him. He gets mana burn once again. He doesn't have the mana for his ultimate. And is there a stomp? Oh my gosh, the Cog pushing him away, bought him just enough space. And Pavo able to TP on. Let's see what he
Dyer's
buys here.
bottom tower is under attack.
So, 8-10 the score so far. Still pretty quiet. Serpent Wards are up. And there is a smoke. I don't know if they smoked under this Observer Ward or not, but they really want to try to keep taking control of this map, trying to make sure that TA and Wraith King don't get to just do what they want. But Wraith King going for the hit me build. Picks up the Maelstrom. Probably not going to go full on Blade Mail, but going to be doing a lot of damage in these fights, especially when he blinks in with that
Radiant's top
Molnir.
tower is
But
under
Alf,
attack.
he's got an invisibility rune
Radiant
now, so
structures are fortified.
he's finished up the treads. Oh, he just activated the Invis rune and wasted it. He has a double damage, but his damage isn't really ridiculous. He just kind of is going to want to stand on the front lines and be hard to kill and pick up utility items very quickly with Greevil's Greed. That's just the biggest point of running your Alk in this 2 position. But now, Angel, he's TP'd down to the bottom lane. He knows that this is getting pushed. He knows there's probably someone here. Blinks, he misses the stun though, Tabo. He's going to be there. Serpent Wards are dropped to body block, but okay, Serpent Ward's down, boys. Let's farm him. I think that was a little over-eager there of Deeks. He was trying to see if he could maybe trap him, but a little bit early, a little bit off the mark there. Visage Birds fighting Lightning
Radiant's
Wolves.
middle tower is under attack.
Birds almost lose. Let's go ahead and stomp that, heal it right back up. But Lanaya just farming the top lane, has the BKB done. Farming at a pretty good rate too, at 108 last hits, pretty good net worth as well as the Wraith King. They've both been farming very, very efficiently. And I would say, Wraith King's a little bit harder to kill because he has Reincarnation and he also has his Blink Dagger, but Citadel, he's just been having really good positioning. Well, let's see what's happening now. He actually, well, okay. Thank goodness that tree wasn't there.
Dyer's bottom
They would just get
tower is
away.
under
With the
attack.
TA traps as well, it helps him scout out pretty much everything that's going to be going on. So it's a bit of a lull in the action here, and that's what Union Gaming really wants. They really do want to make sure that the game kind of goes on. Just because,
Dyer's
while they have a
bottom
tree,
tower
they're
is
going to
under
keep their tier 1
attack.
towers alive. They have double Midas, they have better late game, and well, I don't blame them. It still can get to a point where there are just so many units, maybe you can't really deal with it because you can't side-lake everything. But still, the Molnir is going to be helping out with that, and as well as the Visage Birds, and not to mention the Centaur is pretty good himself at clearing creep waves, just with double edge, and being in general quite a tanky fella. Visage now picks up the early aggressive medallion, so really good for him, gives him some good mana regen that he needs. He really doesn't need a whole lot, because you don't really spam your spells in any other time except for during fights. Alki got gone on a little bit, but he's going to be able to make it out. Didn't even have to use his ultimate now to use it. Is it DD? We'll see if he decides to regoose here. I think he wants to. He still has the haste
Radiant's
as well.
bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom tower though, getting pushed. Tavo keeping the split push up. And he has still not. Oh, he picked up a Midas. Wait, Tavo, why did you buy a Midas? Okay, I don't agree with that. But anyway, Binyaz, they're trying to siege this
Radiant's
tower,
bottom
but they know that
tower
there's
is-
going to be an
Radiant's
out here with
bottom
a
tower
stun, and
has fallen.
everyone else is off the map. And meanwhile, Space Grid, bottom tower goes down. That buys Lycan a Necro 2. Almost has the Necro 3 as well. And Enchantress, she's actually going to go for the Force Staff, which I like. I feel like if you have a Force Staff on Enchantress, pretty much anything,
Killing
and
spree.
maybe that wouldn't happen. The Blink Stun Double Edge, pretty susceptible to that still. But anyway, TA, she's going to be building into that Desolator like anticipated. Oh, side trap. Gonna be able to spot Deeks as well. But the immediate hex, there's the Stampede as well. Let's see if Binyaz decides to go for it. Yes, he does have his ultimate. There's a stun to block it though. But Deeks, he's gonna go down to the double edge. Tavo comes in. He gets a hook shot. He only gets cogs on one, but who's trapped with who? Now 40R, he's going to be on the run there, Angel. He has a
Dire's
blink in
middle
1
tower
second.
is
Where's
under
the blink?
attack.
Where's the blink? Where's the blink?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Jukes! The Jukes, man. Anyway. Oh my gosh, well, mid tower going to go down. Big fight there. And
Dire's middle tower has
the reason
fallen.
I'm not really a big fan of Clockwork going for this hand of Midas here is just because they don't want
Radiant's
the game
top
to go
tower is
on.
under
Like,
attack.
I mean, yes, Clock is going to get a lot of items, but Clock is just one of the best heroes in the game for doing a lot with very little. And if that was a Blade Mail or a Force Staff or I don't know, hell, even a Plate Mail, he'd be able to do a lot more for his team, I think.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah.
has been
Top
denied.
tower, instead of being healed, gonna go ahead and be denied. Some Necro minions were smacking at it. Gonna be fine. Now TA Trap is gonna be able to spot whenever Roche is up, so it's gonna be difficult to take that unless a CNB emits some detection, but I'll be able to start clearing those out as now the Wolf has his Rat Book number 3. So we'll see exactly how this game starts to pan out. Key items are really starting to come online. Alchemist, we didn't really mention this, he had an Ogre Club. Not necessarily sure if he's going to be going for something like a BKB or if he's going for a Halberd. I think that both have merits. I think if you just disarm the TA in the fights, when her BKB runs out, then she's not very good. Maybe the fight is over, but the BKB keeps him from being controlled at the very least. So he can wander around the fight and tank damage. And speaking of being controlled, Zenral's is here undercover making guys. Well, there's the overgrowth, going to be used only on Ned, and oh my gosh! Untouchable's really good, but Burst is even better against Stampede. Stampede is going to be used. They're going to be giving chase at all. He's showing off his BKB. He's like, hey, just block at the Midas. Let's just kill him. And they do. Vinyaz gets the last hit. He tries to hook away, but not going to be able to do it. TA now buys a full-on Desolator. And Union Gaming in full control of this game so far. They're really taking it up and not letting go of their foothold. And the Molnir, I didn't really mention it, but Vinyaz did just finish that Molnir. Now
Dire's
can go
middle
for
tower
something
is
like an
under
Assault
attack.
Cuirass. He has a really good amount of attack speed. Pretty hard to bring down, especially with his ultimate. And if
Dire's
you focus him
structures
well,
are
then there are a bunch of
fortified.
Molnir charges, which are going to eat up your
Dire's
switchy
middle
supports,
tower
both
is under
the Enchantress
attack.
and the Rasta. So I really like Union Gaming's spot right here. Against the Lycan, they have
Dire's
all their
middle
tier 2
tower
towers
has
still.
fallen.
Thanks to the tree, those are going to be fine. And now Roche is going to be respawning pretty soon. I got this little amount of time, and they're just going to wait it out, I think, or they're just going to wait to see when Lanaya's trap gets to find out where it is. Now Lycan, he's got a decision to make here. Does he go for a BKB? Does he go for something like the Assault Cuirass? Or does he go for just straight up tank with a heart? I think that... Oh wow, they spot the tree. Necro 3 is there as well. Well, goodbye. Can't be undercover nature's guys for that long. Getting a little ballsy there. And this area around Roche, being able to be controlled, or it's very important to be controlled at this time, because they all know that Roche is going to respawn pretty soon. They take out the trap. So, it's known that there's no vision in the pit there. Meanwhile, Sidral, he's just pushing top. He needs to push it out. He can get to the Roche pit pretty quickly. But CNB have a Roche advantage for obvious reasons, and Clock not really the first one you think of if you want to think about a Roche advantage, but being able to spam a 50 mana spell every 14 seconds to check Roche is pretty nice. So, this is Bird's going to be able to scout out that it's up there.
Dire's
So
bottom
now this area is
tower
going to
is
be
under
looking to be
attack.
controlled. Let's see what Angel decides to do here. The Birds are scouting out here pretty harmlessly. Sarah, yeah, there's even a reason, so he can be pretty ballsy with this. Speaking of being ballsy, there's a Stampede used. Lincoln stomp, double edges there, but 40R, he's so hard to burst down. The Molten Charge is going to be there as well. Medallion getting a lot of damage on, but he's just so tanky. He's with that mech charge. Oh, but the last double edge manages to clean him up. Deeks comes in, he throws off the shackle, but he's going to die as well. Sidral, he came in with the BKB and came in like a wrecking ball. Now this tower's going to go down. Let's see if they decide. Yeah, they're just going to back up go for Roche. They can melt that instantly. Give TA the Aegis, and she's going full damage here, going straight in for the Daedalus, and these supports are just not going to be able
Dire's
to
bottom
Neither is
tower
Clock.
is
He's
under
actually been
attack.
scared enough that he's had to go for a Ghost Scepter. So if your Clock is building a Ghost Scepter instead of a Blade Mail, you know you're having a really bad time.
Incoming!
So 17-9 the score. Union Gaming in firm control here, especially with this Roche. That's going to skyrocket
has
his
fallen
gold.
to the Radiant.
Into the excess of 15k. TA, now you got to kill her twice. And immediately smoke up out of Roche. It was spotted by these wolves and this observer ward, so they know that something's up. Ned, he's going to go ahead and back up. He has a 4 staff, so he's not the easiest to catch. Clock, he's a little bit out of mana. He might get caught out of position here. Tavo is hiding in the trees. Let's see if he's spotted here. I think no, he's just going to TP out. Dodging a bullet there. Oh, in the meantime, top tower going to push. It's base breaking time, and even so, Bignon's being pretty cute with that. He goes ahead and puts the Molnir charge onto the creep so that when it's hit, maybe you get Molnir procs that push the wave even more. And he buys a full-on BKB as well. So now he's going to be not controlled in the fights. And now you have 2 carries that are both magic immune and do a lot of damage. You can't really focus either of them. And both of them you have to kill twice. So this next team fight for CNB is just really ridiculous. And what team fight do they have besides the lockdown and control from the Rasa and the Clockwork, who barely has anything? Like, he just has phase boots. That's basically his only item. And the Lycan, he has no team fights as well, and he has to go for his own BKB. So still, Union Gaming, I expect them to take this next fight pretty convincingly. I don't really see it going too well for CNB. They're trying to rat the towers out, and well, with the Necro that he's going to use, as well as the Howl, they're actually going to come back for it. Rasta, he drops the Serpent Ward, and is there a Wraithfire Blast? He's going to be able to use it. He pops his BKB. He has a Blink as well, but the Blink from the Centaur as well as the Stomp going to be able to get him. The tower does die to the Serpent Ward, so mission accomplished, question mark, but still. Bottom tower as well. I guess the rat is working. They're evening up these towers as well. And TA, the lack of mobility is showing, but she has, does she have a Daedalus stun? Where's that courier? Yeah, oh, she has a Chrysalis stun. I'm like, man, if she had I saw she had the broadsword, but if she had a Daedalus stun already, I would just be shocked. But drops bottle, gonna be able to sell that, and they do save the bottom tower. And well, I mean, that's the strength of CNB's lineup, and at this point, you really need to start really playing to your strengths. So, well, I guess you always want to play to your strengths. But interesting enough, is this gonna be a Scotty? Oh, this is a Bloodstone coming out from Angel. I saw the point booster. I mean, that's kind of trolly, I think, but who cares? Let's see if he's going to be able to blink and stun. Nope. 4 staff was there as well from Ned to make sure that he'd be able to get away. And Ned, he's going to be going for his own BKB, it looks like. Or it could be a Halberd once again, but you can't really Halberd both of them. She's even enchanting creeps and just attack moving them down lanes just to push the lanes as well. But mid, that's a lane that's being pushed a lot. TA, she has a DD for about 25% of the time. There's a negative burn charge, but she doesn't care. She has Aegis, his BKB as well. She has a Desolator. She's doing a lot of damage here. Clockwork, he hooks in, and then he backs away, pushes him back with the Kongs. The Unstable Concoction is the last tower hit, not going to be able to get him, but the Eagle, he blinks in, he gets sheeped immediately, but there's a blink in from Bignaz. Tavo, he blows up 40R. He's going in ham as well. He has his ultimate, he has the Nature's Attendance as well. Beaks, he bought back as well as the Clockwork. There's just a big overgrowth as well. The Howl and the Lycan, the Necro 3s. There's so many minions here trying to focus him down, as well as the Serpent Wars, the Tree Protector. He'll go down. That's a double kill for your Lycan. And both the heroes with, well, there's another buyback from Enchantress. No, she actually didn't go down. The imp damage is there. And Weasel, Jesus Christ. Cineral, he has his Aegis as well. And he already popped it, so he's dead. Wraith King is going to die as well. There's a buyback from TA, but is she going to be able to get into the fight? No, she's not. She's going to have to run there very quickly. Wraith King is still back, though. So they might be able to break this base yet, because they ended up still having 3 dead. And the buyback from the TA should be able to secure this Rax, which needs to be done. Well, Deeks, don't know what you're doing there, friend. Tavo, he's going to blink, hook on in. Has a hook shot, or the cogs there as well, and actually the bleeds. But Vignaz, he's taking out these racks on his own, and TA is almost there to clean up. This should be 2 set of racks. 40R, he's back up. He's there as well to try to get the win push. But there is a glyph finally used. Heroes are coming back alive. There's a buyout from TA, but she just melts 40R. He has the region as well. Tavo going to be using the cogs, but bootstrapping who. Now there's the Agnes on the visit, so there are 3 birds who are taking on these racks. And that was the melee racks as well. That was the important one. So it costs an Aegis, some buybacks on both sides, and ultimately, I think that's in the head for Union Gaming. Being ahead on towers against this sort of team is a luxury in its own right. Tiedo picks up a Demon Edge. Looks like they want to re-goose here. They enter the 4 staff. Cinders, he came in with the Nature's Guise as well. He has the Overgrowth as well. Necro 3 is popped immediately. Lycan pops his Shapeshift. Cineral, he pops his BKB, but he's going down to the physical damage. Tabo comes in. Now Cineral is trapped. That's a dieback. He's down for 90 seconds. But the Blink and the Stomp, the double edge from the Centaur Warlord is there. And there's the Serpent Wards doing a lot of damage with the crits from Benyaz. There's so much. Lycan has to run away using his ultimate. And now the Mjolnir charge. They're going to be chasing these. But no, they're just going to be chasing the rack. It's a smart choice here. He's actually going to be going, and that's Benyaz's full assault cuirass, and now he's going to be that much harder to kill an Angel. Does he have a Bloodstone yet? No, he almost does, but would have had a lot of charges there. Deeks and Pride are just sitting in the base. This is 2 sets of racks, and this is what happens when you don't punish Midas Gaming, man. Just going to throw that out there, but gonna be 2 sets of racks. You have a good team that's good at relying on towers, but you have 2 heroes that had to go Ghost Scepter. By the way, Enchantress is going for the Agonist. For the tanked up version first, I guess. When you have 2 heroes that have to go for Ghost Scepters defensively, like, you just don't have a whole lot of teamfight touches. Like, maybe, yeah, you stay alive for a little bit longer, but still. Now TA, she has the full Daedalus whenever she comes back alive and 100 gold. The Assault Cuirass is done on the Courier with Wraith King with just a casual spare 3k gold in the bank. Whatever. I'll just buy a full batch around at it, and they give up. That calls it GG, so put shot in. Just going to be airballed. Bloodstone was never finished on the Centaur, but still. That's going to be a victory for Union Gaming in Game 1. Very well played by them. CNB coming up a little bit short. I think the Clockwork Midas didn't really do much to help that case. But we're going to be wasting no time getting on into Game 2. So we'll be hopping into the lobby for that right away. Stay here and don't go anywhere. Thanks for watching. See you in a bit.